lady friend. Got a minute? Welcome to the Women's Spotlight, Her Light, Her Story, a space where we celebrate women leaders, entrepreneurs, and creatives who are showing up each and every day with courage, purpose, and authenticity. Each episode, we shine a light on a story, the real journey behind the titles, the challenges, and the victories. So today, I'm so excited to introduce you to Erika Parker. She is a math coach for the Jefferson County Board of Education and a wellness coach ambassador. And we're going to let her explain to us what that is for her business called Illuminate Your Health. In our conversation today, we're going to learn about Erika's story, her journey, and how she shines light on her life's purpose. So grab your coffee or whatever your favorite drink is, settle in, and let's step into the spotlight together with Erika Parker. How are you today, Erika?
I'm doing well, Tiffany, and you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being here with us today. Glad to have you
Absolutely.
here. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how you got started and what you do. So I like to always say every woman has a story that is worth shining a light on. Can you share a little of your journey and what shaped the woman that you are today?
Oh my goodness, that's a loaded question. A lot. Tiffany, I've walked through so many seasons in my life. And from teen mom, I was a teen mom. Um, I lost my mom. Been through a divorce, and just the pressure of being the strong one,
Yes.
especially when I lost my mom because I'm the oldest of my siblings. But each chapter has become like, or each chapter became like a classroom to really strengthen me and just help me to just you know keep moving forward. When to pivot, when to hold on, and so those things have just really have just helped help shape me to be the woman that I am now, and just help me to have a really strong prayer life. In each season, I was in a different space, in my walk with Christ. And so, but they just definitely have helped shape me. And, God taught me resilience
Mhm.
in going through those things in my life. And and even my students that I've taught, they have played a major role. My children,
Mhm.
everybody that were the word teaches us that, Solomon teaches us that, everything is for a season, you
Mhm.
know, and so even people. And so, those things that I have, went through or experienced, and losing my mom and then commuting back and forth to get my degree. And, it was all have been, played a key role in shaping me to be the woman that I am. And every obstacle, has just been a setup for me to just blossom in that unexpected soil.
Okay. Well, I thank you for sharing that so much. I think as women, we think about those experiences, and sometimes we're like, "Why am I going through this?" Or why is it me? What did I do wrong? And I'm so glad how you keep saying that you have learned and you're evolving from those experiences. So I thank you so much
Absolutely.
for sharing that.
Absolutely.
So, let's talk a little bit about what self-care looks like to you. I heard that part of your brand, you do some self-care. So let's talk a little bit about what self-care looks like, because we know it's different for every woman. And what does it look like for you in real life, not like the Pinterest version of what we think things should
R-
look like.
Right, right, right. Oh my goodness. And unfortunately, just being that servant leader,
Mhm.
it's just automatic that I just, seek to serve others and put others' needs before mine. But just these past maybe about 5 years, it was just kind of a wake-up call because I saw my health, spiraling out of control, and, we all know the saying, the cliche is, "You can't pour from an empty cup," and
Yes.
you can't. It is
Mhm.
not just a cliche, and so, self-care for me, I had to really learn it, Tiffany,
Mm,
and so, because even with my mom, she raised us as a single parent, so always putting our needs before hers.
mhm.
And so, but for me, it could be just when I'm taking control of my health, going for
Right.
those walks,
Mhm.
and so I walk fast and my husband gets on to me about it, even when he and I was like, "Baby, slow down," but just learning to slow down,
Mhm.
when I'm doing those walks and got my earbuds in and just, listening to, just something inspirational. It could be music, it could be, on my Bible app, listening to the orator reading, those scriptures, um, just being mindful of what I
Mhm.
put in my body and on my body.
Yes.
And so just because we women use a lot of products. And so
Yes, we
and
do.
so, but just definitely, being mindful about, what I eat
Mhm.
because we are what we eat.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, those just walking and just learning to breathe, learning to, dance in the rain and stop
Right.
and smell the roses.
Well, I thank you for that. I kind of skipped the question. I usually kind of go in order, and I just realized, wait, I jumped to self-care first, but that's probably because it's very,
That's
very
okay.
important.
Very important.
So
Very
I did
important.
want to kind of go back and then maybe somehow within that, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you do for your company for your health, if you want to share a little
Okay.
bit that could work
Okay.
here. But my question was and is, what's the heartbeat behind how you show up as a leader, whether that's in your home, in your work, in your entrepreneurship, and I know you're a coach, so I know that you're coaching teachers, so how that shows up at the school or in your community, and then what keeps you or inspires you to continue to show up.
Um, like I kind of already said, it's just I don't know, I guess that intrinsic characteristic that I got from my mom, they say
Mhm.
she get it from her mama,
Uh-huh.
but just, being a leader in the community. I'm also a pastor's wife,
Mhm.
being involved at our kids' school. Our kids go to private school. I am a math coach for my school district, so helping those teachers, not really trying to go in and let them know, hey, I'm not here to fix you. We're
Mhm.
partners.
Right.
Okay. We're partners in education and being there for my own children and really just being their life coach.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they don't want to listen to the life coach, but just letting them know that yes, I'm your mama, but I'm here as well. Just my door is always open if you ever need to talk to me about anything. Um, but definitely, showing up and, partnering with people that want to take control of their health and of course we'll go into a little bit more detail about that.
Mhm.
Um, but that leadership starts at home. And,
Yes.
they say love charity starts at home and spreads abroad. We're leadership as well. So I try to show up as, a leader here in my home and, like I said, to help my children, my own children, know and leave that legacy for them as far as being a leader. You
Mhm.
know, yeah, sometimes gotta be a follower, but at some point, you want to be a leader as well and leading with love, leading with a purpose,
Mhm.
okay?
Love that.
On purpose, but yeah, leading with love and with purpose.
Okay.
And so, yeah, absolutely. So my
That's a
job
great.
is to, leave an impression. Is not to leave an impression, but just an impact. Well,
Yes.
yeah.
And in
Yeah.
all of the areas that you're talking about, because I think a lot
Mhm.
about, with both of us having the education background, how we want to leave an impact with the students so that they can evolve into who they need to be. So they're very
Mhm.
lucky to have you. And then your daughter, well, I said daughters. Are there daughters or they
4 daughters and 1 son.
oh my gosh, you have 5 children. Well, wonderful. Well, yes, so I'm sure
Yes, yes,
that
yes.
you are a very busy mom, to hear that you're a pastor's wife, you have your own business, and you still work for the county for, the Board of
Yes.
Education. So, yeah, you are
2
busy.
more years.
You f you for 4 years or 4 more years?
2 more years.
Okay, before you retire, huh?
Higher, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, congrats.
Yes.
Okay, that 2 years
Thank
will
you.
probably go by very, very fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, thank you for that. And so, we talked a little bit about the self-care. So let's talk about, if you don't mind, telling us a little bit about your business and how it helps women with their health or self-care, if you'd like to share that.
Right, absolutely. So like I said, my brand is Illuminate Your Health. And so I basically um partner with organization called Sisters for Self-Care, and
Mhm.
we really focus on women. We have a Brothers for Self-Care portion as well, but the majority is Sisters for Self-Care, and we just partner with women who want to not only need but want to take control of their health and their wellness. And it can be mental wellness,
Mhm.
because there's wellness. There are several different aspects of wellness: physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, all those things. And
Mhm.
so we just partner with them in whatever they're going through. We have Sisters for Self-Care retreats.
Oh.
And so some of them, with the physical wellness, we do help them, pinpoint what area they really want to focus on. And then we provide natural protocols to help them face those health issues, naturally, from a
Oh,
natural aspect. And then
okay.
also helping them to also consider what they're putting on their bodies, because like I said, we women use a lot of product. We use the color cosmetics, and we
Mhm.
want to make sure that they are free of artificial dyes.
Mhm.
Dyes are okay, but long as they're natural,
Mhm.
from fruit juice, from fruits and vegetables, and things like that. But yeah, we help in all those different aspects of wellness,
Okay, well, thank you for that.
even financial.
Even financial. Wow, y'all hit all areas. And
Ye
I write this down because a lot of times when I'm going back to put everything together, I like to have some notes so I can remember what we talked about and I can highlight that. So I do appreciate you sharing
Absolutely,
that with us. So
absolutely.
we talked, you even used the language of running on empty. So you've already told me some of the things that you do and then the fact that your business focuses on that. So I know that you're making sure that that's a priority for you. Um,
Absolutely.
so as we're thinking about whether this has been, as a pastor's wife, helping to lead a church or helping teachers in a school setting, or as a
Mhm.
mom of children, or well, I don't know how old your children are, but I'm certain they probably range in age from do you have any grown ones? Anyone that's past 18?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
wonderful. So we
They
still are.
wide range.
So I was about to say, can you share a time when you've had to rise back from a challenge? And so all of those areas, I know that there's challenges throughout our lives. So have you, in any of the areas that you'd like to share, that you've had to rise back from a challenge, building that resilience, and then what anchored you in that season?
Oh my goodness. Like I said, different seasons. And I'll start with this one because I recently co-authored a book, collaborative work. And the title of my chapter is Blossoming in Unexpected Soil. And it was focusing on how God brought me from being a teen mom to now a pastor's wife. And
Mhm.
so very unexpected. And so that was like, oh my goodness. And I just had so much support from not only my mom, who was a single parent at the time, but even some of my teachers.
Mhm.
They really pushed me to, Erica, don't give up. You're such a I was an A student, and so just got caught up. And so I believe that in that season of my life, it was just, like I said, just in me to not give up,
Mhm.
and to have that resilience. And I definitely wasn't in a spiritual mindset, but it was just in me. I knew it was God's providential hand that really kept me and guided me. But it was like, okay, Erica, you got a life you got to look out for,
Mhm.
and so my children have always been, my family have always been a part of a very important part of my why.
Yes.
And so I was, but I was like, okay, I got this human being, this small human I've got to take care of. So I've been working, since I've been a teen,
Mhm.
and so, up until now. And
Mhm.
so just, those just holding on to my why, and and rebuilding, my identity, and just, Jeremiah 29:11.
Mm. Yes.
Jeremiah 29:11, just God doesn't bring things upon us, doesn't allow things to happen to destroy us,
Right.
but just really to help us mount up like eagles and soar.
Right. That's right. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I wanted to just, I like to, because of course this is a conversation. So I think a lot like what you're saying. I lost my mom back in 2011. So I know that
Mm,
was I've been through a lot of seasons. Now I ended up losing a sister in 2014 and then my dad
wow.
in 2021. So that was
Mm,
my immediate family. So I
yeah.
definitely understand how challenging losing people that we love can
Mhm.
be, but then knowing that they've left those legacies for us to carry on, and it sounds like your
Absolutely.
mom left a very strong with
Yes.
you.
Yes, she did. Strong brown skinned woman.
And so, before we wrap up, I want to ask you about what advice would you give another woman who feels that her light is being dimmed, whether that again is in the workplace, if it's in a
Mm,
relationship, or just in, even in her entrepreneurship? What
mhm.
advice would you give her?
Stop doing what I used to do, and that's
Which is
apologizing.
okay, okay.
Stop apologizing for shining, be you.
Love.
Long as you're not hurting anybody, you're not, out just being, just ratchet, if you're just whatever God has put into you, that's your whatever you would do for free, that's your passion. Okay.
Mhm,
If
mhm,
one, I remember one of my students told me one time, this was, way before entrepreneurship. He was like, and it was my maiden name. Then he was like, Miss Kimbrough, every time I see you, you're smiling, and I was like, yeah, that's the joy in me. I may not be happy, I may be going through some things, but this joy I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it.
that's right.
So, yes, but we all kind of care what people think about us, but at
Mhm,
the end of the day, just be you. Stop apologizing for shining. You weren't made to blend in. Jesus didn't blend in.
exactly.
Okay. He was, whether people want to admit it or not, Jesus was radical.
Right, right,
And
right.
so we were created in God's image. We were created to illuminate.
Yes,
Okay. And so as in illuminate your health. And so the world needs more light.
yes, it does.
There's so much darkness,
Mhm,
there's so much hate, you
mhm,
know, the world needs more love. The world needs more light. So
Mm,
let that illuminate through your life and stop apologize again. Stop apologizing
for
for shining.
mm,
Stand tall, all the things,
all
and
the
shine. Don't put your light under a bushel. And remember, a small candle can light up a whole room.
It can. Was really, and I'm feeling kind of some chills because I was about to say that before you said the illuminate,
Mm,
maybe to be the Holy Spirit speaking, but I was about to
yes.
say before you mentioned that you do illuminate a light. I was going to say that as we were closing, but
Oh
it just
wow.
came, I mean, I feel it, I see it, and so
Alignment, Tiffany, alignment.
so I was about to say I can now see too, when we talked about the purpose, why you even chose that as your brand and because it shines, it's all over you. So
And
again,
that's the meaning of my mom's name.
really, the meaning of her
Yes.
name was Illuminate?
Yes, to
Oh,
shine,
to shine.
Mhm.
Yeah, isn't that
Yep.
something?
Yep,
Oh,
absolutely.
I love it. Okay, just great connections. So,
Absolutely,
again,
absolutely.
I know that this is gonna help somebody out there, somebody needs to hear this. So my last question is,
Mhm.
if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Mm, you are not what happened to you,
Okay.
and you are who God called you to be.
Yes.
Stop trying to fit in.
Mhm.
Should stop, because I did it. I remember all the way back to fifth grade. Trying to fit in. Stop trying to, prove your worth to people
Right.
because we're created in God's image.
Yes.
And if we're created in God's image, we know we're valuable. We're very, very valuable. You can take a 50 $100 bill and crumble it up and toss it on the floor and step on it and whatever it's still going to be worth $100.
Right. Right.
And so we have to keep that in mind, and
Great point.
everything, every tear that's cried, every trial, every no that we receive is leading to a bigger yes.
Yes.
And we have to keep those things in mind as we go through those seasons in our life. And I would tell her, just keep going.
Just keep
Just
going.
keep going.
Just like you did, but just keep going.
Yeah, like, yes,
'Cause you've
just
done
keep
that.
going. Yep.
Wonderful. That's a great path, I'm sure that, like I say, for your children and your students to see, and even your congregation, just to see all of
Yes.
that. Great. Well, I want to
Yes.
tell you, thank you so much for joining us today on the
Abs-
Women's Spotlight, Her Light, Her Story. We've enjoyed hearing about your journey. I hope that today's conversation with Erica Parker has inspired our audience to keep shining their light and walking confidently in their own story. So if you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and join me next time as we continue to celebrate the incredible journey of women like you. Until then, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep shining. See you later, my lady friend. Thanks, Erica.
Absolutely.